Hello Internet, welcome back to our Cataclysm Fire series. We're on episode 22. In the last episode we went back to our old fire station, the one we started in, and we gathered some materials and we're looking to repair our turnout coat. We just read until we got tailoring 6. I'm pretty sure that's not high enough to repair our coat, but we're going to wash these Kevlar. How do we do this? We need a washboard is on the tool pile. Combination kit, washboard, and a sponge. Oh, it can do both. So I guess the washing kit can wash hard and soft items, whereas the washboard itself can only wash hard items or soft items, and the sponge can only wash hard items. So we want to activate. Oh God, this list. Give me the wash kit. We want to wash some Kevlar. Can we do less than the full amount? Can I just do 10? I can. Okay. 5 cleanser, that's fine. Washing. Use soap bars. I think detergents are more voluminous. We'll use detergents. You washed your items. Great. Did we pick them up? We did. Let's go ahead and grab the old sewing kit, see if we can repair this thing, although, again, highly suspect that we cannot. Activate sewing kit and attempt to sew our turnout coat. Oh, 8% chance of success. Yes, do it. I would prefer you use the Nomex, although it doesn't really matter. Nomex. Okay, so again, I had tried that like 6 or 8 months ago, and you had required a higher skill to even get close to repairing these. Like, I remember having a skill of 7 or 8 and not being able to repair turnout gear. So that's really nice. Can we repair our elbow pads? What material does this require? I don't know, but I apparently have it. So great. Go ahead and repair. And might as well reinforce it. Sewing kit ran out of charges. Yeah, we really never harvested any thread anywhere, which is not a super big deal now that long strings are common in basically every kitchen. It gives you a very easy access to thread, but it is something we should really have lying around. Go ahead, what else can we repair? Since we're already doing this, we might as well look into it. Can we fix this? We should be able to fix this, and might as well reinforce it. You know, I'm really unimpressed. I've made the higher tier backpacks. Let's go pack. Like, I've made the Survivor backpack at one point, and one, it takes a ridiculous amount of materials, which really bothers me. But two, even when I made it, and despite it saying that it's, it doesn't say it's durable. I thought it said it was durable. I guess it's just protects you from harm, and it can and withstand a lot of abuse. Right, so it's durable, except that I had it for literally like, I fought like 8 zombies and they all hit it, and it's like, well, what's the point of having an upgraded backpack when they hit it 90% of the time anyway, and it always seems to deal damage to it? So I don't really get how this is supposed to be beneficial. The amount of materials that go into it, you'd be better off just wearing the 2 leather backpacks until they went bad. So yeah, I don't get, because it was not durable at all. Do we want to expand to a different pack? I like the leather backpack because it's a little bit more resilient than the regular backpack. We could put on the military rucksack, but we really don't need it, I don't think. 26 is not a lot of volume, but I don't think it's bad. Go ahead and drop all this junk. We also don't need the bandages anymore. Don't need the wash kit or sewing kit. Okay, so we're back in a pretty good spot. Our health has recovered largely overnight thanks to our higher first aid skill. Can really notice a difference in medical treatment when you have a higher first aid skill. We are hungry. We never really solved our food situation. We have tons of food, but I would eat the salad. I would really like to be cooking, because I never cook really, because I always have so much materials that it doesn't matter. But I would really like to cook more in Cataclysm. There's just no incentive to cook, unfortunately, because it's based on real world values. cooking food generally reduces, like, so when you cook food in most video games, you take one item. Let's say we have, I don't know, this onion, right? And the onion will have a low amount of satisfying, like, will reduce your hunger by a certain amount. And if you cook that onion into like an onion ring, in most games, it increases the value of that item. In Cataclysm, it doesn't. If we make an onion ring, it's going to take the calories of the onion plus the calories of whatever flour or cornmeal we use, add them together, and that's it. That's all you get out of it. So, like, there's no benefit to cooking because it's based more like real life where food doesn't magically gain calories when you cook it. But because of that, there's no incentive to cook anything. You can just eat raw materials and be fine. The only incentive for cooking is to take non-food items and convert them into calories that you can eat. So for instance, again, we can't just eat raw cornmeal, but we can cook things with cornmeal that gives us the calories from the cornmeal. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. So it's a little frustrating. Why do French fries last forever? Have you ever have you ever found like a loose French fry in your car that you drop between the seat or something? They become inedible probably very quickly. They get so hard it's like a piece of wood. So I don't see why these would be indefinite. We might as well eat some French fries. Why not? Lots of calories, more or less for free. Probably gonna make another big batch of tea while we're here. We have more pine needles. How many? We have 8. We can make 8 charges. That's fine. Use the regular water. Go ahead and just dump that in a gallon jug. Be fine. Tea. Pine needle tea. Drink a little pine needle tea. Let's try to find it in this list so we know where it's at. Okay. So we're good. It's dark. We can't really do anything. We could go out looting. We could try to get to this firefighter. There's no reason to go there. We were going there for clothing and materials, but we've already secured better than that at this point. We could continue looting houses. It's not very fun. It's pretty boring. We've been doing a lot of looting lately. Let's go source more pipes and wires, and we'll try to make a telescopic crane. We haven't done that yet, so we'll come over here and smash away a little bit. We can also try our hand at fishing at some point, which is something I haven't really done in a long time. Come on now, chain link fence. Let's go ahead and rest, get our stamina back. Yeah, we're going to need pipes and wires for telescopic crane. We're just going to haul all this back so I don't have to worry about trying to manage our volume while we're doing this. We're just going to haul it all in here to the old unsorted pile. See if we can... oh, you're not cooperating. Release, grab, back up, close. Okay, see about making a telescopic crane. Or I'm sorry, telescopic cantilever. I always forget that's what it's called. Give me one of these. We're going to need a frame as well. I mean, we can put it on a wood frame. It doesn't really matter. Give me a wood frame while we're here. Foldable light frame. Requires a welder with charge. Can you fold the cranes? It is telescopic. So if you don't know, telescopic is like, means it's collapsible. So like you think of you've seen police use batons, right? And they kind of fold in on themselves, or maybe you've seen them. I don't think police batons generally do fold anymore. But you've seen like collapsible batons before, or like the antenna on an old television, that kind of thing. Where did I put my welder? I must have taken it inside. Give me a medium battery that's got charge in it, just in case there's no battery in there. And so it's like collapsible. So if it's a collapsible crane, basically, or it's not even a crane, it's a cantilever. But if it's collapsible, it should fit on a foldable frame. Do they fit? I don't remember. We're looking for the welder. Give me the welder. So okay. Unload. Let's step away so we don't get a huge menu. Unload. Go ahead and reload with a new battery. We don't need to close this, I don't think. Go ahead and give me a foldable frame. Foldable light frame is made from just pipes. Okay, that's cool that we can make our own frames from scratch. And give me the foldable. Our inventory is really full. Go ahead and drop. Oh, because we didn't drop all these damn patches. I forgot. Go ahead and drop everything, including the battery. It doesn't really matter. Drop all this junk. Should have thought about that when I picked everything up, that I would have to drop them, which is a real nightmare. So we still have the drop bug. I haven't updated because of some issues with the map. We've got this squared away. We probably do need the welder just to put this together. Go ahead and deploy, activate. No, how do we start vehicle construction, which is something we should be able to do in the dark. That shouldn't be an issue. Go ahead and plop. It's too dark. Oh, since when? I just literally did that not that long ago, and you could do that in the dark. That's okay. We do have light here. We'll make this crane. We'll make this Fraser. Why am I? Because we inhaled smoke. Yeah, I kind of wish there was a way to build like a chimney or an extension or something that would prevent us from breathing smoke. In my one novel I wrote, do we want? It's daylight. Let's grab this and drag it outside. You grab the Fraser. You release the Fraser. Let's drag Fraser outside here. And grab the telescopic. Oh, where? Oh, we picked it up. Yeah, we're gonna need the welder for this. We didn't sort it, so it's still up here. Weld. Did I not drop the welder? I did not drop the welder. Never mind. Don't mind me, internet. Pretty dumb. Yeah, in my one zombie novel that I wrote a while back. Basically, it was about this girl. Can I fold you? I can. That's pretty great. Okay, so now we have a foldable crane. We'll throw that bad boy in our car. Probably going to try to put this, well, we're tired. It's 5. It's weird that it's so bright at 5:30 in the morning. If we sleep, we're going to get up. It'll be a late evening. We should still be able to record to install the... We should still be able to install the solar panel once we get up. There should still be enough daylight to do that. So let's head back. Yeah, zombie apocalypse novel. It's about a survivor girl who, it's been like 5 years since the zombie apocalypse. She roams the countryside more or less and scavenges to survive. And it's not a super great novel. It's a pretty run-of-the-mill zombie story. I think it has some good relationships in it, which is the main thing when a zombie novel. You can't just write zombie trash. It has to be about the survivors and their interesting stories. Anyway, this girl wanders. She's like 25. She wanders the countryside, and because there's no heat, there's no electricity, pretty much everywhere she goes, she needs a fire to keep warm. She's traveling at the moment in the northeast, I guess actually probably close to where Cataclysm would be set. I never really pinned down a specific state. I just said it was kind of the northeast. Did I just say northwest? I meant northeast. So there's no specific location, but anyway. And one of the things she does, she finds some sheet metal in a building, and she basically puts together a crappy chimney so that no matter where she goes, she can plop down what is basically like a tiny miniature furnace that she can build a fire in, and then she has this sheet metal piping that all collapses, and when she extends it, it forms a chimney that she can then direct out of a nearby window. So she would come over here, plop down her, well, we don't have any windows here, but we'll just use this as an example. She'll plop down her fire source here, a place for her to contain a fire indoors, then say this is the window. She unfolds her little sheet metal chimney and puts it out the window so that most of the smoke filters outside, so that she's not constantly breathing smoke indoors. And because it's sheet metal, it's not going to catch the nearby, the wood floor or whatever on fire. I don't know. It was an interesting thought I had when I was writing it. I was like, well, how is she going to keep warm all the time if she can't, most houses don't have fireplaces these days. And I never even considered starting a fire in an oven like we do in Cataclysm. Never even occurred to me that was something you could do. I'm not even sure if you really could do that. Because I think, like, my oven, so we have a very old oven. Why is jam on the drink pile? That's so bizarre. Let's go ahead and drink some pine needle tea. Again, trying to boost that health stat a little bit. What do we want to do? Let's go install the solar panel, I guess. We really should go try to source more of them in the world, but for now it's just fine. We should be fine right here. They're not so big that we need a crane. So let's just install it in here, I guess. Solar panel. Giant cock, nah. Like, my oven's very old and it has holes in the bottom where, I guess, for regulating temperature, or it leads to, I guess that used to be not a brazier. What do you call the thing underneath, like when you braise meat underneath the oven? There's like a shelf under, like a drawer underneath the main compartment of the oven. I don't know. I don't know if that's even still a thing. It's a very old oven, basically, and has holes in the bottom of it. So I would think starting a fire in it would lead to ash and embers falling through to the floor, which would be really bad when you're trying not to start a fire in your house. So I really don't know. I don't know enough about this stuff. Let's get this welder out of our inventory. There's no other skills I feel like raising right now. Raising cooking wouldn't hurt, but I don't think we have any books for it. Even if we do, I don't need a high cooking. Survival would be nice to raise survival a little bit, although we don't really need survival any higher. Mechanics of 8 is fantastic. First aid would be nice to raise a little bit. Everything else, pretty much, we have all the skills I usually care about. Electronics, fab, survival, and mechanics are like the ones I come to in every game as the highest priority skills. So I don't know that I desperately need anything. What do we got in the way of books? Anything jumping out at me? I mean, we could raise electronics even further, which is pretty irrelevant. Boxing, I don't care. We could raise cooking up to 6, but until we would get to cooking mutagen, there's really no reason to do that, and I don't really plan to do much mutagen. We did take robust genetics for once, so mutagen would not be the worst thing. You know, what we should really be doing is probably looking for a lab. I feel like we're already at that stage of the game where I would like to be hitting labs. Obviously not going to find them in a big old town like this. We'd have to hit the road. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to hit the road, although we planted a bunch of food, which incentivizes me to stay here. No NPCs we've seen either, which is a little disappointing. We don't have a pickaxe or any means of knocking down walls. Can we make a pickaxe? Do we have the recipe? Totally do. It would require the forge, which we have. Why don't we head over there and start working on the forge and getting the forge up and running? In order to do that, I would really like to take a ton of wood with me. Do we have a proper axe? We have a fire axe. I don't know if that counts as like an actual like tree felling axe. Oh, we never picked up a fire axe? Oh, maybe it's a tool instead of a weapon? No, it would definitely be... Oh, it is a tool. Tree cutting, butchering, yeah, let's knock down a tree. No. Let's not do it right near the house either. If it falls wrong, it could collapse part of the house. Go ahead and activate the old fire axe. We want to chop down a tree. Great. Choose a direction for the tree to fall. Can you knock down other trees with the tree? Let's try to hit this. Oh, we missed. It did seem to destroy a rose bush and a corpse, and totally knock down this concrete wall. Rebar is pretty cool. How much? What's the stats on sharpened rebar? 14 and 8, but it makes reach attacks. I don't think it's worth it. I think quarterstaff is fine, and we're going to be upgrading to the iron shot anyway, which is like really good. So despite looking like logs, these are actually tree stumps. So we're going to go ahead and chop, because that's the way Cataclysm process is knocking down a tree. Go ahead and give us some logs here. Ignore. You were attacked. Now, why would you do that? Did you have so much of a death wish? Do I want mutant meat? I don't think I do. I know it's a lot of calories. That's like, you can safely eat certain amounts of mutant meat, but why would I? You know? It's like, I'm a survivor who has... I mean, at the moment, I have everything. So what's the point in forcing my character to eat something that's like basically tumors if I don't actually like desperately need to do that? So we're just gonna haul this towards the old forge and charcoal kiln. And if we get interrupted by enemies, we'll stop, of course, but I think we're gonna be just fine. We've already cleared this area pretty thoroughly. Really not a ton of monster density here in the first place, which I still don't really understand. Okay. This is a kiln. Fill it with wood and bone and try again. Yes. So we're going to advance inventory the logs. How much volume does this fit? Does not say. Toggle minimap. Okay. Does not say the exact volume of this, so I guess we just dump. We don't need all this charcoal. I mean, we don't need the wood either, though, so what does it matter? Just dump that in there. Go ahead and fire the kiln. So we'll get, film contains 45.75 liters of material and is ready to be fired. Okay, it's neat that it tells you that. That must have been a change in the last year or so, because it definitely did not used to tell you that. So that'll give us charcoal, which we can then use to work the rock forge. What is this? Sand. I'm pretty sure you need sand for some kind of forging stuff. Glass pipe. Yeah, this is the craft shop that had a bunch of crack pipes in it for some reason. Yeah, rotten. That's fine. So I don't know if this processes when you're out of the area. So if we head back to base, this is no longer... How far away is the base? Yeah, it's not going to be in the reality bubble. It'll be close, but I don't think it will be. I think the reality bubble is literally like one tile around you. I don't really remember. It might be 2 tiles. Hell, it might be 30 tiles. I don't remember. So it doesn't really matter. But we want the pickaxe because the pickaxe would let us get into these 2 banks down here. Based on the luck we've been having, we might actually just find like power armor or a laser weapon or something. So definitely want to hit those banks in the future. And of course, then that would enable us to get into other places like, wasn't there a police station around here somewhere? Let's search police. No? Okay. It would allow us to get into other places like that where they have an evidence locker or into the lab, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know about leaving this area. You can't drag these, right? Surely I tried this when I started. Yeah, they're constructions. They don't get, you can't drag constructions. Except for the vehicle. We're going to head back to base. If it doesn't work, we'll come back and we'll just stand around until... You know, why don't we just grab a book and we'll go over there and read? Why wouldn't you just do that? Give me... I don't know, fab book, I think is probably the thing I would like to raise the most. It's either fab or cooking. Might as well do fab because fab will enable us to... You know, we might even just skip the iron shod quarterstaff and go to a proper weapon. I think we got the historic weaponsmith, which will have like the warhammer and stuff in it. So why don't we just raise our fab? Oh, it only goes 1 more level. Well, should have grabbed the other fab books, I guess. Oh, and we're very hungry. That's okay. Focus is 68. Oh, yeah, we're progressing very quickly. Not having to make our own forge is like a real boon. Definitely saves us some grief. Too dark to read. We'll head back to base. We'll eat something and we'll continue reading. Pretty nice to skip that. Getting the RV is really nice because it means I don't have to expand. Like normally, I pick up, you know, random car and then expand it an extra tile. But this is already 3 tiles wide, which is my preferred width for a, you know, deathmobile. People call them deathmobiles, but mine never really are. They're just... you know, reinforced vans or whatever, basically mobile homes essentially. I like putting a bed in it, which this one came with one. I like putting the RV unit in it, already came with one. The only thing it's really lacking is solar panels and a RAM, and I would like to convert these to cargo spaces, and I would prefer if this door was not opaque or was opaque, but we can address most of that really easily. The real hassle of building off of a vehicle like this is taking off everything on this side and then expanding the thing even further. And then usually I try to start with a flatbed truck most of the time. Is like my optimal choice because I think it starts 3 wide and it has cargo spaces and it's really long, so you just lop the end off of it and start building it in with boards. But like, yeah, we got a real head start there with the forge, with the vehicle. We've looted so much that we have everything. You know, we don't need anything right now. We're, I think, ready. Honestly, if we could hit labs early, you know, it's only day 18 since we started the game. If we could go to a lab now, there's not going to be a ton of evolved monsters. We could probably hit armories and get lots of mutagen and CBMs pretty easily. Oh, I never checked that CBM basement someone told me about. And this is probably the only other Cataclysm video I'm going to record today. I'm probably going to forget. Sorry, Internet. Thanks to whoever mentioned that, by the way. I do miss stuff like that sometimes. And it's nice to have someone remind me. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to forget before I come back and play next time. Take a shot of whiskey. You're doing great, my man. You get to have a drink. Give me an orange soda. And hit me with a couple teas. How are we doing, by the way? Pretty great. We're pretty great. In fact, why don't we call the episode here? We would just end up reading a little bit more. But, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap for the day. So, for now, thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the series. Hopefully my commentary is getting a little bit smoother as we've gone. I know the, first 3 or 4 episodes of this series were not very good. But I feel like I'm picking up. I'm hitting my stride lately. Feeling pretty okay about life. Have some stuff going on in my personal life that's not great. But, you know, doing okay with the recordings. Anyway, that's going to do it. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the series. If you are, maybe consider liking the video. Helps me out quite a lot. Leave me a comment. I'm always excited when I see comments on YouTube. And subscribe if you haven't already. We're approaching 500 subscribers. And by that, I mean we're at 425. So, yeah, every little bit helps. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.